Thirokudda Sutta. The Thirokudda Sutta is the discourse on transference of merits to the departed. It is targeted at departed ones who are in spirit form. The discourse was preached on the third day of the Buddha's visit to Rajagaha, the capital of King Bimbisara's kingdom. The night before, King Bimbisara faced a great outcry and screams from Petas, or hungry ghosts, who had once been related to him in their previous births. King Bimbisara accumulated boundless merits after offering alms to the Buddha, but he did not transfer the merits to his departed relatives. After the Buddha had explained to King Bimbisara the reason for the outcry from the Petas, he offered again alms to the Buddha and the Holy Sangha, but this time around, in memory of his departed relatives, thereby making the Petas very happy. The departed spirits stand outside houses, at corners, and at crossroads. They receive food and drinks offered to them by relatives of their previous births who think of them. In the land of the departed, there is no opportunity to grow food or to make merit, so the departed live on what they receive in this world. At their point of death, weeping, sorrow, and other forms of lamentation do not benefit them. However, they can benefit from the merits obtained from good deeds, such as making offerings to the Sangha. When we offer alms to the monks in the name of our departed relatives, we perform 4 kinds of duties. First, the living relatives have a duty of honoring the departed ones. Second, we show a good example for others to follow. Third, making offerings to the Holy Sangha is a way of showing our support to them so that they continue their noble services and provide guidance to others on how to lead a noble and harmless life. And finally, it leads to the accumulation of abundant merits for us. It is our duty and responsibility to remember our departed ones. We can do some meritorious deeds like caring for the sick and old people, caring for the homeless, support education, provide food for the needy, and making offerings or alms to religious people in the name of the departed. Merits gained from such deeds will be transferred to our departed relatives, who depend on us since they are not able to create these merits themselves. We can also invite devas to share in these merits. When the departed relatives in spirit form are remembered and are satisfied, they would express their happiness and gratitude by in turn wishing for our well-being.
I think you are not used to this sutra. Talk about departed spirit and ghosts and devils. Some informations are very important for us because we have a lot of wrong ideas. Here you can see what the Buddha says about this. Your traditional belief and the Buddha's attitude towards your belief. Thirokudda Sutta Sandhi Sanghata Kesuche Dwarabaha Sutittanti Agantana Sakangarang Thirokudda Sutta Sandhi Sanghata Kesuche Dwarabaha those who reborn as unfortunate spirits because of selfish craving for their property in a past life return to their homes and create an eerie atmosphere while lingering beyond the doors. These sayings of the Buddha support your idea, but not fully. So what the Buddha says is this: among those who have departed from this world or after they are dead, only some of them who had very strong craving and attachment towards their property, money, or jewelries, or lands, or houses, or families. Attachment towards family is also dangerous if they haven't got enough good merits to be born as human beings. You understand the point now? Now we develop our attachment toward our wife, our husband, our children, but we haven't got enough good merits to be born as human beings. Then the trouble starts from there. So, there are some stories, some of them who were born as snakes, pythons, animals, also develop their attachment toward their family, but they become very dangerous. And what about the spirit? Therefore, if we want to develop our attachment and craving towards our family, especially our families, our children, our wife and husband, we must have good merits to be born as human beings. Otherwise we get into trouble. Then the belief that some of you have, that each and every person who depart from this world or after his or her death remain for a certain period or for a few days in a spirit form. That idea is wrong according to the Buddha's explanation. The Buddha's explanation is immediately after their death, rebirth or existence again take place either as humans or animals or spirit or ghost or devas or brahmas, any of those living beings. So some of them remain in the spirit form, and they are the ones who come and disturb. But not everybody who departed from our families. Naturally, people believe, I think it's 49 days, isn't it? They come back to their own home and disturb, and you close your doors and windows and shivering and little bit if a cat runs over your room, there he comes. So because of your fear and imagination. So to get rid of that fear, these sayings of the Buddha support you. Some of them. I think you can remember the certain incident occurred few years ago. I have explained this, how the departed person from certain families disturb all those who live in their house. Can you remember? How many can remember this story? Please. Because I don't like to repeat and again and again and again. Those who have listened to this tape come and told me, why do you want to repeat the same thing again and again? Then I told, you must read Tripitaka, the sermons given by the Buddha, 45 years. Same thing you can find sometimes in 100 places. Because the Buddha has not given these discourses to the same people. Not in the same place. So here every day we have some newcomers, and they have not heard. Even those who have listened to this also cannot remember. When I start the story, then you say, oh yes, we know that. Only 3 or 4 can remember. I remember a doctor. He is not a Buddhist. He came and explained what is happening in his house. No one can stay at night time, banging the doors and glasses, windows, cupboard, and making noise, very unusual noise. When this news spread, and they could not rent out this house, it was a very big house. The house is still there. They have done everything according to their own religion. They say no effect. Then somebody suggested, why not you go to a Buddhist temple and ask the Buddhist monks to come and do something. So that is why he came to see me. Then I told him, actually I am not familiar, not used to this kind of thing. Even then I tried. But don't worry, you don't lose anything because I am not going to charge for my services. So I went to that house, and what I did, I recited only Ratana Sutta for 7 times inside the house into a glass of water and sprinkled inside the house and came back. Next day they came to see me and they were very unhappy. They asked, what did you do last night? I said, I didn't do anything. I did some blessings and chanting and sprinkled some holy water. So, you know what happened last night? Inside the house is completely quiet. No disturbances. But outside, around the house, hell of a noise. Even the neighbors also complain. What happened last night in your house, in your compound? Then I told him, it's a very good sign. It seems things are working. That means because of this blessing, they could not stay inside the house. Gone out. Next day again I visited there. That day I have taken some sands or stones, not only water, and did more chanting. And buried these sands outside the 4 corners of the house for the protections. For 1 week nobody came. After 1 week, when I was sitting in my office, I saw their motor car come and stop in front of the office. They got down from the motor car with apples and orange and grapes and then I knew it's not a bad news. So they told me for 1 week it's completely quiet, no disturbances, but we do not know how long that this will continue. I said, don't worry. So far, no news, few years now. Then they told me the story. One who built this house was also a doctor. And he died in that house. And his old mother also died in the same house. So definitely both of them had a very strong attachment toward this house. Because of that inclination, attachment toward this house, and also due to lack of good karma, good merits. So they had no chance to become human beings. So the existence again taken place in a spirit form. Here we use preta or preta. They are not ghosts. Ghosts are very, very dangerous and very cruel. But spirit, they become real nuisance. They are not very powerful. But we must know how to get rid of them. And also, those who radiate their metta, this radiation and the vibration, this mental vibration also support them to go away or withdraw, and they become powerless to disturb because of this strong mental energy, vibration. Through meditation, if not these sound vibrations and chanting and blessing, by transferring merits, that is another aspect. Chanting and blessings we do just for our protection, to get rid of their disturbances and to avoid. Only for that purpose. So now it is clear. We should not believe that every person who departed from this world become a spirit for a certain period. Only few of them remain in that spirit forms for a few days or few years or even few hundred years, according to their own karma. Then what to do here in this particular discourse, the Buddha says what to do, how to deal with them, how to get rid of them, and how to support them. Because we are not going to disturb them. We are not going to destroy them. We cannot destroy them. Now come to the next one. While lingering beyond the doors, here Thirokudda means here door. Lingering, that means either outside of the building, of the house, or inside the house. Number 2, Bahute annapanam hi khajya bhojye upattite nate sankoti sarati sattanam kamma paccaya bahute annapanam hi khajya bhojye upattite nate sankoti sarati sattanam kamma paccaya. They yearn for human food, but because of their past karma, their living relatives neglect to make offering to them. This is a controversial interpretation. Some people believe by offering some food, our departed relatives who are in the spirit form enjoy this food. But some others believe we cannot offer food to our departed, and they also cannot enjoy the food because their physical body is not like ours. It is difficult for them to take solid food. The common belief is this: when we offer some food, they enjoy the smell. They don't eat. They enjoy the smell of the food. Now when we refer this to the life in Brahma world, those Brahmas do not eat any solid food. Their food is their happiness, their peace, their calmness, tranquility in their mind. They take as food for their existence. They never eat any solid food like humans or animals, but Devas also enjoy solid food. But Brahmas do not eat solid food. So this spirit, it is difficult or incapable, impossible for them to eat the solid food. But when we offer the smell, the aroma, develop temptation, and they satisfy their temptation by gaining some sort of smell or aroma. That is what this saying says. Many people do not offer. They forget to do some offering. Because of that, their departed one lead a miserable life. No satisfaction in their life. It is some sort of custom in Sri Lanka. We have learned this from our childhood. Before we eat our food, we take a little bit of rice from our plate and make one small bowl and keep one side. After eating, we go out and keep this outside every day. Of course, birds and animals, others, ants, they come and enjoy this food. But the belief is, this offering is for our departed, who needs our support for their satisfaction. For thousands of years, they practice this. I think there are some other countries also. Number 3, Evaṁ dadanti ñātīnaṁ ye honti anukampakā sucim panītaṁ kālena Kappiyam pāna bhojanam idam vo ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. This is the place where the Buddha uttered this word, idam vo ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. While transferring merit, you recite this word, idam vo. Some people say idam me. The difference is, if we say idam vo, our relatives. If I say idam me, my relatives. That is the only difference. You can say either this or that. Those who are compassionate, therefore, should remember their departed relatives and make offerings such as alms giving in their name. This is another interpretation. Offering food to them means giving alms to poor or beggars or religious people or anybody who needs, in the name of the departed. This is another interpretation. Not exactly that we offer these food directly towards our departed, but we offer these food to somebody who needs our food in the name of our departed, then we transfer the merits. By the wholehearted transference of merits, the spirit will gratefully wish for the well-being of their living relatives who perform the meritorious deed. Idam ho jnati nam hotu sukhita vantu jnatayo. Sukhita vantu jnatayos. For the well-being of their living relatives who perform the meritorious deeds, make offerings such as almsgiving in their name. By the wholehearted transference of merit, the spirit will gratefully wish for the well-being of their living relatives who perform the meritorious deeds. By offering alms or food to anybody. When we say anybody, there is something for you to learn. You can offer food to animals, cats and dogs or birds. You gain merits. Again, you offer this food to human beings. But those human beings are not virtuous, not kind, not cultured, not civilized, not religious-minded, but they are very cruel. They may be gangsters or terrorists or bandits. But by offering your food to those human beings also, you gain merits higher than offering food to animals, because they are human beings. Human life is more valuable than animal life. Therefore you gain more merits. When you offer your food to someone or some people who observe at least 5 precepts, who are good, not dangerous or harmful. So by offering this food to such people, you gain more merits than the merit that you gain by offering to wicked people or cruel people. Again you offer this food to those who observe 8 precepts, higher than offering food to who observe 5 precepts. Then go on, 10 precepts. The novice monk, fully ordained monks who observe more precepts, who try to be more good, more virtuous, more religious, more pure and more holy than ordinary people. Then you gain more merits. Then you offer this food to those who have attained the first stage of sainthood, Sotapanna. The merit that you gain by offering this food to them is higher than offering your food to those ordinary religious people, because they have already got into the noble life, a stream winner, noble paths. Then go on, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, Arahant. Higher stage, sainthood, Arahanta, perfect, holy and very religious. Never do any harm to anybody. Then the merits also go on increasing and increasing and increasing. After that, you offer your dana or your food to a Pacceka Buddha. Pacceka Buddhas are called silent Buddhas. They never preach. They realize the Dhamma, they gain enlightenment, they keep quiet, that is their way of life. The merits you gain by offering this to a Pacceka Buddha is higher than offering to an Arahant. During one of his previous births, when he was a bodhisattva, the Buddha was a female. But Pacceka Buddha visited her house asking for alms, Pindapat. And this lady came and offered food. And he wanted to have one particular seed to make a medicine. In Pali and Sanskrit, the name of that particular seed is Siddhartha. Ginger, not ginger, gingerly, oil. Indians always use gingerly oil, small seed. So she came and offered this particular seed to this Pacceka Buddha. At that time, she was developing her aspiration, will to become a Buddha, this lady. Then the Pacceka Buddha confirmed and granted, saying that her will, or the wish, will be fulfilled. And he was the one who said that when you are going to become a Buddha at that particular life, you get the name of Siddhartha. Prince Siddhartha, the name he was given because of that aspiration. Siddhartha means the name of that seed for medicinal value. Siddhartha Gautama the Buddha, full name. So, after that, you offer this food to Supreme Enlightened the Buddha, Samma Sambuddha, like Gautama the Buddha. Then you gain the highest merit than offering to a Pacceka Buddha. Later, you offer this food to Samma Sambuddha and the Sangha together. Not only to the Buddha and the Sangha, his disciple. Then the Buddha says you gain the highest merit than offering only to the Buddha. This is the way how he has explained in Dakkhina Vibhanga Sutra. There is one particular sutra, how we gain more and more merit by offering food. Then there is another argument. One Christian priest asked this. I know that Buddhists always come and force the monks to take their food, although they are not hungry. People bring a lot of food. They force these monks to eat because they believe that they can gain more merits by offering food to the monks. But there are so many beggars who are starving without food, who are dying without food. How can they believe that they can gain more merit by offering this food to the monks? Because monks get more than enough food. But those beggars who are dying, starving without food, if you go and offer this food to those people, do you think that they don't get more merits? This is the argument. It is not so easy to convince. The answer is this. When you offer your food to religious people, you develop your faith, your devotion, your confidence, and appreciations of religious way of life, appreciations of the services that they are rendering toward others. There are many things that you consider. When you go and offer to a hungry man just to satisfy, to quench his or her hunger. But that person can be a very cruel or wicked or person or nuisance and never do any service to anybody. This is the way how they measure the merits. Service is one thing, merit is another. You can do wonderful service to those who suffer from hunger by offering food. That is a service. But the merit that you gain by doing that is not greater or higher than offering to religious people, because there is nothing for you to appreciate in them. You can appreciate only their hunger, that's all. Their sila, their virtues, their services, and their knowledge, their noble way of life. By considering all these things, people come and offer with devotion and confidence. There they gain merit. Again, when people come and offer food to the monk, they eat only a little bit. After that, who eats the rest, the balance? All the others who are hungry. There will be so many hungry ghosts outside. Especially in certain temples, there are so many beggars waiting. You can go to Sri Lanka, India. How many beggars are waiting near the gate or inside the temple? So the monks and devotees go and offer the balance, the remainder, to those poor people. But first they come and offer to the monk. That is their way of life. This is the way how we have to answer this question. Upali, the follower of another religion. I told you this story. He wanted to become a Buddhist. The Buddha did not encourage him to become a Buddhist at once. He said, why do you want to become a Buddhist? Did you study? Did you hear my Dhamma? Do you think you can practice my Dhamma? Or you can follow my religious way of life? Not knowing all these things, just because people talk about me or my religion. You say, you also decided to become one of the followers of my religion. I don't encourage you. Then, you know what he said? I think this advice is more than enough for me to understand the nature of your religious way of life. If I have approached another religious leader, because this man is a very rich man, he is a multimillionaire, at once they embrace me, they convert me and announce, such a rich man, multimillionaire, come and embrace our religion. Instead, you advise me to wait and study and think to accept your religion. I am fully convinced. I cannot wait anymore. This advice is enough for me. Then he became a Buddhist. After becoming a Buddhist, he asked another question that is more interesting. I am a supporter of my former religion, priest. Now I have nothing to do with them because I have accepted Buddhism. But can I support? Can I provide food for my former priest? Then the answer given by the Buddha is this. Not only to those priests. You can support, you can provide, or you can feed animals, any living being in this world. This is the uniqueness in the Buddha's teaching. The groups says, if they support another religion, they go to hell. It is against their religion. Their human mind, very poor, very shallow. Number 4. Teta tatta samaganta Jnati peta samamagata Bahute annapanam hi They should remember the spirit of their departed relatives who are not at peace with themselves and gathered in many places. So that is why we always remember our departed relatives. In another discourse, the Buddha has mentioned 10 kinds of duties and responsibilities that we have as human beings. Only human beings have these responsibilities, but not others. Others have only very few. So what are those 10s? In another discourse, the Buddha has mentioned 10 kinds of duties and responsibilities that we have as human beings. Only human beings have these responsibilities. Other living beings are not doing that. Remember your husband and your wife. You cannot neglect them, you cannot discriminate them, and you cannot hurt them, or you cannot shun them. Responsibilities and duties. Remember your relatives. Relatives are important. They are important to you and you are important to them. There will be many occasions that you need their services and they need your services. And your blood relationship creates some sort of confidence. When we are in troubles, our relatives will come and help us. When they are in trouble, you go and give your at least moral support. Human relationship amongst our relatives. Then, remember Devas, because there are certain things that they can do for us, worldly things, for our protection. Therefore, every time when you perform some merits, invite the Devas to share, whether they need or not. Now you invite a very rich man for a lunch or for a dinner. He got more than enough things. But you invite him, then he will be very happy. Not because he is poor. Exactly like this. Devas have more than enough merit to enjoy their life. But when you invite them to share the merits that you accrue, they will be very happy. Then there are certain things that they can do for your protection. Then remember your departed, your relatives. Some of them need your support, but others have enough merit for them to live, to enjoy as human beings or devas, even animals. Due to certain bad karmas, they were born as animals. Some of those animals enjoy their life better than human beings. And I have told you these spirits or ghosts or devils or demons, different categories, different groups. Some are very unfortunate and miserable. Some suffer throughout their life, burning and hunger and thirst. And some others are very cruel and wicked and dangerous, and they too suffer. This is the nature of their life. Again, when we transfer the merits to our departed relatives, without any relationship does not mean a blood relationship. Friendship, also relationship. Then we can have mental communication. This mental communication people practice even without depending on any religion. If we know how to deal with our mind, how to handle this mind, we can develop this psychological aspect. Few years ago, I have read this news item in the newspaper in Russia. How far they have developed. Two psychologists. One person in Moscow, the other person in Leningrad, very far, from Moscow to Leningrad. And both of them started to exchange the messages, mental communication, and recorded. After that, when they met, they read the messages that they have true. That means we can talk mind to mind without creating sound vibration. First we create the idea in our mind. That idea we transform into sound vibration. Then we talk. The thoughts or the idea that we have created come out from the mouth. That is called talking. Actually, mind is talking. Mouth cannot talk. Now when we talk to devas and spirits, before we create the sound vibration, we catch the mental vibration. As soon as we implanted this thought in our mind, that mental vibration already spread, and they catch the mental vibration. They have such sensitive mind, just like radar system. They can catch earlier. That is why we get some information from our departed relatives or devas. Supposing somebody is planning to harm you or kill you. Now he is creating this idea, planning how to do this. He may discuss this with one of his best friends or his own relatives. So it takes some time for him to do that. Meanwhile, when he was preparing for this, those departed spirits and these devas already got the message. That is why they inform. But you do not know how they got this message, because these people were preparing to do this. In dreams, they convey, they inform you, but sometimes very hard to understand. Interpret the dream. We create a wrong idea. We get the negative side of the picture, the film. So we have to bring this negative and see the real picture. That means interpretations of the dream. Here, so this advice is not to forget our departed relatives, whether they need our support or not. If they need, they will be benefited. If not, we are benefited because we have done some good deeds. We have not wasted anything. But Buddhism does not encourage people to do all sorts of things, unnecessary things, rituals and burning and slaughtering animals. That is not the Buddhistic way of life. Do some meritorious deeds in a respectable way, reasonable way, without wasting or burning. Support others who need your service. Then the merits. If they need, they accept. If not, you are benefited, you have done some good deeds and meritorious deeds. If not, do something for the public. There are many things. Hospitals, libraries, and printing books, schools, supporting children who can't afford to spend for their education, services in the name of your departed, and providing medicines for sick people, food, and old age. Various ways for us to do some service to others in the name of our departed without wasting. Time has come for us to do away with those unnecessary things traditionally that we practice for thousands of years. Because many other countries people do not perform this kind of thing. Because of unnecessary fear that we maintain in our mind due to lack of understanding of the teachings of the Buddha.